And that really, really helps. Like people being in a restaurant and saying, hey, what do you have that's non-alcoholic?
Raising up your brand and becoming a market leader, whether you see it as community, not competition or not, what are your goals already, present moment, and in the near future to help your company, help Jøyus continue to be a leader in the area rather than being the crowd?
I think goals are accessibility. I think in terms of normalizing drinking, it has to be easy to find, right? We do ship off of our website, which is great. But we're up in the upper left-hand corner of the country. We're shipping from Seattle. We're not using a 3PL. Like we ship everything ourselves. And it's like, if you're out east, it's going to take, 4 or 5 days to get to you. And so I think accessibility is the one right now that I'm really looking at, where it's like, how can we, be available to people. I think also starting to talk to restaurants, getting into more and more restaurants is a big one. And we're in some, but for most of my adult life, I've had anniversary dinners with my spouse, and I'm drinking an Arnold Palmer. It's not, I think that there's a lot of articles right now that are like, non-alcoholic is on the rise. But the fact of the matter is, I'm calling restaurants and I'm calling grocery stores, and people are still really, really skeptical. They're really skeptical that it can be good. And they're very skeptical that people want it,
That might be, because what I was going to say is, if you had a magic wand or a crystal ball and you said, gosh, this month or this year from now, this is when the tipping point's going to happen, where it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you think it's just audience reaching out and saying, why aren't you serving this? Or is there a tipping point?
Yes, that really, really helps. Like people being in a restaurant and saying, hey, what do you have that's non-alcoholic? Because I'm calling these places, my people are calling these places. And what happened was, like, restaurants would be like, nobody's asking for it. And I was like, oh crap. Like, here I am, double digit sober. At the time, I had never gone into a restaurant, looked at the menu, because I'd look at the restaurant, I'd look at like the beer wine section, and then I would look at the non-alcoholic section, which is always like juice and soda pop and iced tea and stuff. But I would be like, maybe it'll be there. Maybe something will be there. Not. And I would never ask, right? If it's not on the menu, I would never ask them for anything. And I was like, here I am, for over a decade, not telling them that I want this thing. Mm-hmm. And so we started doing more education on social media and online, being like, hey, ask for stuff. If you walk into a restaurant, like, ask them, say, and I do that now too, like, what do you have that's non-alcoholic?
Thank you for your time. Tell us how to follow you, where to go online, and where you're currently available.
Okay. So all of our social media stuff, our website's all kind of similar. It's all Drink Jøyus, and Jøyus is spelled kind of fun. It's drink, DrinkJoyus. So Instagram, it's at Drink Jøyus. TikTok, which we don't do enough of, but we're on there and post stuff every so often, Drink Jøyus. And the website is drinkjoyus.com. And on the website, there is a Find Jøyus store finder map. So you can look on there and, find us closest to you, and working hard. So add new stores pretty much weekly. And email us. There's a contact form on the website. Email if you're like, hey, there's a store by me, I want them to carry you. Email us and we will call them, and we will try. We'll do our best. And we'll call them again 3 months later, and we'll call them again. So we do deep listening. That's another one of our values. So so Drink Jøyus, Joyus, is where you can find us pretty much anywhere.